Hello, my friends. Vineet here from WiByte. It's May of 2026, which means it's 6 years since we started WiByte. It's also 4 years since we launched our very first Python program. Of course, by now we have a very elaborate curriculum in Python spanning 3 levels, covering concepts all the way from basics to really interesting advanced stuff. It gives me immense pleasure to launch the WiByte Python Lab, our own self-created development environment using GitHub and CodeSpaces. I'm super excited about this because all our Python programs from now on will transition to this lab. What makes it so exciting is because GitHub and CodeSpaces are industry standard tools, and it's absolutely phenomenal to give our young students an exposure to this at a very early age. So in this video, I'll give you an overview of what this is going to look like, kind of the big picture view. Urge all students to look at this carefully because once you understand the big picture, we'll follow this up with many other videos which will guide you through the specific steps as to how you, let's say, realize all of this, right? So let's look at the big picture first. Like I said, the center of our universe is going to be GitHub. Now, anybody in the development community, will most likely know this word because this is a very important industry standard platform, github.com. We'll talk more about this, but the way to think about it is that this is a place where we store our code. So we create repositories and we store our codes. Analogies always help. So, I try to give analogies to make things clear. Think of this like a bookshelf. So, you take a bookshelf, you can store your books, better, the more properly you store them, the more easy it is to retrieve them. Likewise, say a crockery shelf. So we store our at home crockery, maybe in this crockery shelf. Think of GitHub as a shelf, but the difference is, unlike, let's say, books or let's say, crockery in this case, this is going to store your code and this is going to reside in the cloud, right? So which means that you just log into the, let's say, GitHub account on the internet and you can access your, let's say, the bookshelf or the code shelf, right? So we are going to store our codes in here. A little bit about, let's say how this whole thing is going to work. So like, you develop your code. Like I said, this is a cloud-based service that lets us organize and store codes. It allows something called version control. Now, this is one of the things I'm very excited about. Students will learn this through experience as they move forward. And this is a very useful part of a software, let's say, development cycle. Very important to understand what version control is. But, we'll learn this as we go along. And this is, like I said, GitHub. Anybody who's been with the development community will recognize that this is a very popular open source, let's say, for open source projects, even proprietary codes. This is really industry standard, right? So, a little bit about GitHub from their own, let's say, from some of the sources, their own website and stuff. So GitHub, as it says here in Wikipedia, create, store, manage, and share their code, and as very interestingly on the website of GitHub, it says future of building happens together. Trends and tools evolve, but collaboration endures. In fact, this is one big reason that we gravitated towards this methodology, because for us, at WiByte, openness and collaboration are built into the way our course runs. All of our programs are built on this. We want students to learn from each other. We want students to collaborate, and hence GitHub became a natural choice. So what are we going to use GitHub for? Remember, GitHub is basically your storage. So, you will store your Python projects, which is mostly .py files, but in some projects, we'll also have some other, let's say, supporting files. You'll store all of your codes and projects over here. We'll also use this to share projects. Remember, a big part of the way it works, is you write your code, but then you share with the teachers that you share with, let's say, us. So we mark them. We also share with other students the good projects. So all of that will happen now through GitHub. Yeah. Now, the question then that comes up is, okay, fine. So if I store my codes, let's say in GitHub, where do I create them? Now, this will be very obvious to those students who've done Python before, maybe with WiByte or elsewhere, that in Python development, well, first you create the code, test your code and so on. And that's when the storage question comes up, right? I mean, think about it. A book has to be written first before it's stored, right? Same way. So we got to create the code first before we can store it. Now, for that purpose, we are going to use an associated tool. Notice this double arrow. It's called CodeSpaces, also from GitHub. Basically, this is your, let's say, workshop. This is a cloud-hosted development environment, which allows you to write, build, test, and debug codes directly from your browser. This is a very important point. Basically, you will not need to install anything on your machine, which makes it simple for a lot of students, right? So, they can just log into your, let's say, GitHub account, launch your CodeSpaces, Again, like I said, I'll tell you how to do all of this a little bit later, but let's get the big picture first. So you go to CodeSpaces, create your code, and since there's a tight collaboration with GitHub, your codes will automatically get stored there, get managed there, which then can be shared further. Now, once again, an analogy helps. So I, will give you this analogy. Think of this as a workshop versus a storage. So GitHub is where you're going to store and organize your codes. So you have shelves. In this case, we have folders. You put your Python files in there and so on. CodeSpaces is where you will create, right? So think of CodeSpaces as a workshop. But the good thing is these two are tightly connected. I'll show you later on. We can launch one from the other. We can connect to the other one, like, from each other, right? So that's why it's interesting. Becomes a very tight, let's say, compartment. Yeah. So you will create your code over here. You will store it here. Now, for those of you who have never done Python before, no problem. I'll give you an analogy. Let's look back to Scratch, where we all start. So our course starts in Scratch. We move to Python. In Scratch, the Scratch platform was giving you both these options. Basically, you would create your code using the create button. You can debug, you can add features, and so on and so forth. And then the Scratch itself was taking care of the storage. Using my stuff, for example, you can see what your projects are, right? So here it looks like two tools. There's CodeSpaces where you create your code. There is GitHub where you store your code. But remember, these two are tightly connected, and hence it's pretty much like a single extension of each other, right? So it's very similar. I hope this analogy makes it very clear that we create and where we store. So the flow of work here is going to be, all of you will log into your GitHub repository. Again, don't worry if you don't have one. We'll tell you how to create one. You launch your code space from there. Remember, that's the storage space. This is the workshop. You're going to work on your project on the code spaces. So this all happened in the GitHub repository page. You work on your project, add features, debug, test, everything is okay. Add your own, let's say, thoughts to it. As always, you're allowed to, you're encouraged to, I would say, enhance projects. Save your project, and then, like I said, because the tight connection, in fact, the project will get saved in GitHub. I'll tell you again how to do that. But remember, GitHub is the one that will be used to share your project. So you get the project link from GitHub, and then submit it from the WiByte website. So again, for those of you who have done Python courses with us before, you realize that this part is very seamless. We have a Google form from which we submit. For those of you who are joining newly in the Python program, again, think in the Scratch ways. In Scratch, all of this was happening on the Scratch platform, all of this, right? And then you got the link and went to the website. So that part remains exactly the same. The submission methodology remains exactly the same. Once again, the specifics of this we'll cover later, but get the big picture. That is what I was interested in right now, right? So yeah, this happens in GitHub repository. This is CodeSpaces. This is WiByte. But these two being tightly connected, the transitions are highly seamless, right? So, how does this all help? Well, first of all, like I said, I'm super excited about this. This creates a cloud-based repository for every student for all time. So, you are building projects here, you're experimenting with ideas. Now, these projects will be your portfolio as you go to, let's say, next stage in your career. Maybe you apply to colleges, you work on other projects. So this becomes your portfolio that you can showcase to anybody, right? So because GitHub is public, and hence, it's available to everybody. Like I said, this is a highly professional industry grade workflow. GitHub is really at the core of a lot of development projects. And slowly with experience, you'll realize that version control will come naturally to you, which means that this also opens the doors for massive amount of learning. I mean, really it's amazing when I think about it that, young students at a young age are going to get exposure to this kind of tools in a collaborative setting, because the way our course runs is highly collaborative. I think the doors are really massive. You can learn a lot about how this whole thing comes together, what all you can do with it. And in fact, if you want, you can even think about how we can make this whole thing better. So we are very collaborative. Like I said, if you have ideas on how things can be made better with respect to our environment and so on, you're most welcome to reach out. In short, there are huge learning opportunities that are opening up just by this one change, where we are moving to our WiByte Python Lab using GitHub and CodeSpaces. So this is really something I'm excited about. But the question that I understand you'll have is that, okay, how do I go about all this, right? So I'm going to guide you a little bit later, with a bunch of videos. I'll tell you how to create a GitHub account, how to log into your account, create a repository. we'll use a Python template, let's say, repository for this purpose, because we have created templates that kind of gets everybody moving. We'll tell you how to launch code spaces, how do you work in code spaces. It turns out that to handle turtle tkinter, we had to do a slightly different flow. Turtle tkinter are a very important part of our course in Python. So, these are important. We'll tell you how to submit and save projects. For those of you who have been with us, previously, you'll be curious, okay, how do I get my old projects into this repository? Because that will be useful, right? We'll guide you on that, and also like how do I access the class projects and leaderboard. So yes, there is a bit of transition, but like I said, I'm excited about this because now we are moving to something really industry grade, right? So, and really up there, yeah. So, like I said, I guide you on all of this. Before I wrap this up, however, I just want to highlight that there is an alternative way of doing all this. GitHub still remains a center. GitHub is the center of our universe for this entire Python lab. The way it will work, however, is that instead of installing, let's say, or rather using code spaces from the cloud, which is, let's say, somewhat easier, I think, you could go and install Visual Studio Code or, let's say, PyCharm, basically a Python interpreter on your own machine. So I've previously also spoken about this. Some students have gone this route in the past. You can still continue to do that. So the way it will work for you is that, look, the difference is, if you go in code spaces, then everything is happening on the server, which means you just go to the internet, connect to the server, and you can get moving. Code editing happens here. Code execution happens on the server. Code storage happens also on the server. But remember, execution happens in code spaces. Storage happens on GitHub. So, but nonetheless, all on the server. There's no need to install anything, right? So just get, to your GitHub account and get started, right? On the other hand, if you want to use this approach, like I said, students have done this in the past. You'll have to install Python interpreter, get a IDE. So VS Code is pretty good for this. You'll run your code on your local machine. You'll basically, again, test your code on local machine, store it on your local machine. However, for the sake of, let's say submitting projects, sharing with other students, you'll have to upload this to GitHub. So again, this is not very hard. In fact, you can install a local client, which will also do version control for you. But there's also simpler ways of doing it. I'll kind of guide you on that. Yeah. The difference is, however, of course, that you must then install all of this, right? So there's a little bit of work. And I realize that as I talk to students, sometimes students are, for various reasons, sometimes their laptops are configured in a way that it's difficult for them to install. So, if you think you don't have those constraints, yes, definitely you can go with this route. And this is also fine, right? But our primary focus is going to be on the code spaces part, right? So in case you do go the local install route, well, then the number of steps reduces. So you work on a project locally. This is on your PC, not in a browser. So good thing is, even if there's no internet, you can work on your project. Eventually, you go and upload to GitHub, so you can use some tools, or you can just upload. It's very simple, actually, right? Once again, get the project link from. So this should have been 3. Get the project link from GitHub, and then submit from the WiByte website. So this part remains exactly the same. Obviously, the number of steps seems lesser here, but that's because a lot of work has happened before this setup is made, because you've done a local install, right? So just good to know that these alternatives exist. In the next set of videos, I'm going to kind of guide you through these steps. So I hope the picture is clear. I urge you to think through it carefully. If you have questions, please, don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can send a comment on YouTube. I'll be happy to respond. This is something, like I said, I'm very, very, very excited about, because this gives us an opportunity to customize, to sort of like drive the direction of this lab in the way we want it to. We have already done some steps to this. A lot of, room for, let's say, further development exists. So I hope students will eventually get involved in this. And through this, we will benefit as WiByte. The platform will benefit as being an open platform again. And students will obviously benefit, right? So once again, like everything else, this is completely open, because openness, collaboration is something we highly emphasize in WiByte, right? So on that note, let me sign off. Like I said, I'll be back with you to guide you for the other steps. But do look at our website if you haven't done so, www.wibyte.in. We learn Python in a very unique manner. We build activities together, we collaborate with each other, we learn from each other, we enhance activities, and we have a lot of fun. As I keep telling, forever enjoy coding. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.